like structure. I mean, they may not know it.
They
but
like
they
discipline and
thrive on
structure.
structure.
Oh, did you fix it? All right. It said to check the audio output of the
People do
the
things to
camera.
kids. It's just-
Like,
Oh,
I
no,
don't,
it's bad. It's bad. But it was cute, because I love, that would be one of my, I think, one of
Are
my
you good?
favorite memories.
And you know what? If you ever
Is
go
her
back
face
there,
just like,
if you ever go back there, she's probably gonna think you're the greatest thing since sliced
at
bread.
the end of
Oh,
the
I
day,
hear it
she
now.
goes.
So you got volume and
we're
everything?
good now. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
We had
The day when we're lighting up, she
no
goes,
picture, so I reset it,
Mhm.
and the button popped up that said you have to do a password, which we don't have.
Yeah.
So I reset it, and no picture again, and now the sound doesn't work. But we're good.
All right.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, well, I got there.
Sorry. Give me 30 seconds, sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Is Bob coming tonight?
No, Bob's son-in-law passed away. And they're, 49, had a heart attack. And his showing, they haven't cremated, his
Thank you,
showing and
Casey.
memorial and funeral is all tonight, so.
Between the two of us, right?
Yeah, he had, so it was both Bob's daughter and him, it was both their second marriage. So they both had kids separately. And they've only been together, I think she told us tonight, they've been together 7 years, but only married 3. So,
That's too bad.
really nice guy.
Where's my
Yeah. Yeah, it was a heart attack that was like unexpected and just,
The middle widowmaker.
yes, exactly.
agenda?
Because when you're young, your LAD heart attacks
Mhm.
develops, as you age, you develop collateral circulation,
Mhm.
so that when you have the blockage, you'll have circulation around it,
Yeah.
that it grows there because of
Plaque and,
plaque
yeah.
and hypertension, all kinds of other stuff. But when you're 49, you haven't had time to develop that collateral circulation, so it
Mhm.
usually kills you.
Yeah,
Unless you're standing next to a defibrillator.
yeah.
So
All right.
is the-
I'm ready. Already. Sorry, we're up
No,
and
it was not
rolling,
my fault
and-
too, I was gabbing and lost track.
No, we had technical difficulties, so we're good. I'm up and ready whenever y'all are.
It might be, because I
Really
had it
need a
on
drink.
and it went off.
Really need a drink.
I was waiting to see if it goes off again.
It must be frozen.
Keep crunching it back down with ice. Watching Netflix.
I get more of these games, so.
Pulling my teeth out.
Did you get it?
I'm getting a little bit. It must be an ice chunk or something in there. My straw's frozen. I can't get liquid, and every time I suck it, pulls my teeth.
She's a mess. Okay, we'll call the Finance Committee meeting to order at 6:37 PM on November 13th. Roll call
Michelle Dumont,
here.
Bob Pinghorn, Corey Harrier.
Here.
Okay, and then we'll review the minutes. I'll make a motion.
I'll second the motion to accept the regular meeting minutes from October 9th, 2025.
And we'll review our documents.
Sorry. Did you take mine?
Yeah, because I give one my payments. I need to do two of them.
You can use it. I don't need it.
Because she always asks me questions.
Mm-hmm, that's fine. I just need it before we're,
Yep, I get back.
because it goes in my folder over there. My chair's stuck.
I see up and down. That one's a real trip.
Well, it's doing what I wanted to now.
For Vinton County, Penny, what's that 2338? Next to it says C/C.
I don't think I got it. How much?
2,338.32.
That's credit card.
Credit card. Just wasn't sure what that was.
Because we paid the loan, the credit
Right.
card, and the loan on the, so what's the second, oh, the money, the 50,000 that we borrowed.
Right.
I had to think about what we were doing, so which one?
I figured the 106 was for the 100 we borrowed for the water tower.
Yes, yes.
I just wasn't sure what that 23 was. I don't have any credit cards, so apparently that CC went out of my head.
I got you.
I got one. I got one piece.
This is bigger. Oh,
I got one sheet on this. We need to look at cash advances to see if we don't have to look at those. I wrote it down on my to-do list. My brain takes off with one when I get in here. Must be the bond.
I need bubble wrap today. Jason, did you already check your folder? You don't need anything out of here, do you? Okay. Thank you.
Pictures here. Is this your
The 9120.
That's not it.
No. From properties. Did you put it? Put on the thing, it's trying to get on. Oh, you're thinking.
Even though we were nice book.
Can you hit cancel? No, it's frozen. It's thinking.
It probably does this like when it's trying to do this.
Hmm.
Like, click into the. It's just crazy. Oh, there it goes. Oh.
No, wait. Hit cancel.
301 West Columbus Street. Where's that?
301 West Columbus Street, that's one of the houses down across the street from the school, or the blue house.
From the,
They're in the second street,
yeah, Pleasantville Elementary.
yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's where that demo permit was probably when they took down the, garage.
You need, click on that. And then you need, devices, yep. And then click on printers and scanners. Yep, that's it. Apply it. Must use may. No. Click remove. And then at the top, click add device. Let's try and put that on there, right there. Click add device on that one. Click that. There you go. Now when you go back into your print settings, it should be there.
We're gonna have to sign up for it.
Maybe, I don't know. 'Cause I think
It does have one, yeah. All right, let's see.
Right. No. Click on advanced down at the bottom. I think that's gonna take us to that right side. Otherwise, not finding it. Yeah, no, we don't need that. Click cancel. You can cancel out of that. That's gonna take you to the properties for that printer. It's selected right there.
And now I did it, so it's gonna be, that's what I did last time.
Is the person that rented 30, or that put a deposit down on 302 North Main Street, is that a younger person or an older person?
Younger.
Like 18, 19, 20,
Two?
North Main?
Yeah.
Is that the one that just said around
Yes, I'm gonna say
20-ish?
late 20-ish,
Like
Mid to
early
late
20s,
20s.
mid-late?
mid to late,
I was just wondering.
I would say.
I
know
don't know,
somebody that
but I
name.
guess they're at age, because
I
my
do
kids look
too.
older than they are too, so I don't know. I go to the high school, I can't tell who's a kid and who's a teacher.
I'd say he's 25-ish, the family's 25-ish.
Name sounds familiar. But I think he's younger. I think he's like 18 or 19. I don't think he's.
Oh. Well, now, I think he was older than that.
See, I think people look younger, so
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
sure.
Oh, do you?
All right, I'll print that later. Let me do it. Yeah, we got, these are the advances we did. Well, that's what I want to look before I do anything, and most of them was in this one that we were. And it might now, I think this probably didn't when we first took off, so. I think this was the initial one we did in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, in March. So, I don't know. Yes. Yeah.
Have Jason look at that real quick. We added the printer in there in the settings,
I'm trying to
but when
print
she tries to print, it's not showing up in there.
it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because she's on, in
So I
there.
can get in.
She wouldn't be able to get in if not.
Am I the right one?
That's a long print.
Right.
Like, it's not showing the
It's not.
Toshiba's in the office, it's not showing the 9120 that we just added. But if you go into the settings on her computer, like we added the,
Because this is through the UAN, you're gonna have to add it through the UAN system. UAN works separately from like a normal.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, oh snap.
yeah.
okay, sorry,
I'll give you the,
sorry.
Yeah,
No,
'cause
I'm
it-
sorry.
it actually
Here, I
goes
thought I
through-
was smart.
It goes through their server to come back.
Got you.
then
Thank
it's
you.
all back out and collected.
Thank you. Sorry, Penny.
No, I was trying to do it too. I was thinking, well, why is it happening?
I know, I thought I got it. Hey, Mr. Bill. Do you want that? I have an extra, I printed mine. You can have that if you want. How are you? I'm well, thank you for asking.
How are you, baby? Good. I'm hanging in there. So that house is in the-
It's what?
It's in the afternoon. I need to chase them.
When?
They want to do it in the afternoon.
Who's they? Tell them no. What the heck? That's not very fair. Hey, Angela. Good, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, dude?
I have to have surgery, Jason.
I'm sorry.
I have to have surgery on the
Oh.
4th. You don't have to take me.
Mindful finance, I'm like, surgery, what, hold on.
Kelly's gonna take me. You just have to
Keep an eye on you.
make sure I don't die over the weekend.
Stop.
We'll send Sten over with you.
Please do. You can keep me warm. He smiles at me when I go over to his house. I am not the boss, but I'm a beloved auntie. I'm just saying.
We can link the little dog.
Huh?
We can link the little dog.
Well, yeah, I admit it.
I just want to take their other dog and pay to have it made look like Tinker. I set my goals up.
I wanted to
He
take it
told
to,
me how much that cost to do. I'm like, I don't know.
oh,
I'd be cool enough to pay for it.
he does have springs in his feet.
Yeah, I seen the one video of a dog just like him, and I'm like, oh,
Or you have to be talking about Archie.
yeah. It was they had on Facebook, it was like a dog that was painted like a tiger, and the dog was like bouncing around.
I
Like
sent
a
it to
dog.
Michael too.
Yeah,
And they said they had one dress look like a zebra.
yeah.
I said, look what we can do for Archie. He's like, oh, oh.
That is my life. Well, German Shepherds are my favorite, but I do think that would look fun. Nice deal.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, 8 bucks like that? How fun.
How can we actually?
We're very busy and,
I'm sure, the holidays and all that,
yeah.
SNAP and all that.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the October 2025 documents?
I'll make a motion to approve the October 2025 documents.
And I'll second it. Is there any old business? No? And new business, we have a resolution 11/13/2501, supplemental appropriations, and we'll discuss that at the general council meeting.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
And I'll second it.
adjourned at.
Oh, yep, adjourned at,
6:54.
yep, 6:54. And then I think I can pass that on to you for the other meeting. And then can you girls tell me if, do you have the calendar for the community center down here for January?
No?
Okay,
Is it work?
I'll text you. I just need to know if there's one in open in January.
Just
I
text
didn't
me,
know if you
yeah,
had
just text me the date and we'll look in the morning.
Okay,
There's, I think I only have two rentals in January
I
right now.
figure you wouldn't have many.
No. Not yet.
I found out today that it used to be at Ohio Health, if you had 3 days off, then you could go and get short-term disability, it would, your short-term disability would click in. 7 days now, not 5 days, that's a work week, 7 days. Oh, okay. It's always been 5 days, right? You know, you take your 5 days of your vacation. I probably will not be taking much time off. So what do you have in surgery for? Time off. Okay. So, it's a great, but it's, maybe work for nothing. I would rather just go back to work this Sunday off. Just taking vacation, you know?
Yeah.
Taking vacation on Thursday, so just take Thursday, Friday off, and Saturday.
And you can't do that?
Thinking about it, or something like that. Because you have to give 30 days notice, if possible.
Oh, just like possibly, you didn't know.
Present,
So I called.
Bob.
I'm hungry or just teasing myself. Stan, we went over, his aunt passed away happy Monday after the funeral. He did it all night long, so before we went home, we went over and ate at the, across from the gas station, I forget what it's called.
Wagner's Corner.
Yeah, it was really good. We ate there a few times, but.
That's where Casey and I had supper tonight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they have the Philly cheesesteak or whatever. So I'm not, cause I ate so late. We didn't get lunch, and we went over to read for like 40.
So,
Huh? You talking to me?
you did this for.
My dad lost his Medicare card.
Yeah, I did.
So I had to go to his.
Just, what do you need?
Real fast and find him for him, they were in his wallet for him.
What do you need?
They got
So
stuck.
I need to scan it in, I'll just click and do what I need to do. I have to scan it
Well-
in the watch card. I'll just scan it in.
Just make a second copy of the back page when you
That's what I
scan
need,
it.
I'll just.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
because you only need it for the signature, right?
no, I have to send the whole thing.
For
and put
the
it-
minutes from last, let me print you one.
It's all right, it's not. a
It's
big deal.
fine, no.
Just do this.
Stop. Stop
You
talking.
stop,
Stop talking.
you stop talking.
Hopefully during council you two will have your shit together.
What?
During the what?
I said hopefully during council you two will have your shit together.
Yeah,
No,
I'm trying.
you're funny. You're
This is,
so
this is all day
funny.
long, baby, all day long.
You're so funny. 20, print, one-sided, ready, go.
I can't remember Medicare card. They have
It should be printed.
It's burning. Oh, is this for
Hello,
stuff,
Sarah.
stuff for next year?
Why, hello. How are you?
Oh, okay, so everything's on the back, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I forgot you said you were doing it in front of that.
I did because I'm trying to save paper.
Okay. That's all right, I'll just, when I scan them, I'll just figure, it's okay.
No, I'm printing you the, because the only thing you have, what do you need?
It's not in there. Like,
When I just scan it in, I just scan it on one page, I couldn't, I mean, wait, this is fine. I'll just have Michelle and I
Meyer
just
gas
send
card
it.
or Meyer, something out there. Anyway. It was stuck on the back. Well, it's in this little RFID thing. Well, when you pulled that out, you must have done this, and then you did it like that. So I'm gonna
the signature page, I guess, right? Like, why did it only print one page?
That's okay. It's okay. I'll make a copy at the office, don't worry about it right now.
Well, just have her sign that signature page.
I'll just leave it this way, that way it's all together.
I'll make you from here. I didn't think about having to scan it. I didn't.
Well, no, it's okay, because it should be this way. That way I don't lose any other pages, and then when I see it, I'll just make the opposite pages and stick in there to scan.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I did not mean to make more work. I was just trying to be frugal with paper because
And that's okay.
we are using a lot of it. And I have a newsletter, you know, coming up and all the pieces. So I thought, well, sorry.
Just a proposal, I'll look somewhere, I know they go to concession stands, or maybe the
That's
light.
the new truck.
We've gone, so this is another payment.
Uh-huh.
He's grounded. I didn't know.
Hey.
Are you ready? Sam?
Yeah.
Oh. It's 7 PM on November 13th, 2025. We'll call the meeting to order if everyone will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Henderson,
Present.
President Jamalt. Here. Councilman Mason,
Here.
Councilman Pangborn, Councilwoman Harrier. Here. Councilwoman Wharton.
Yeah,
Councilwoman Henry.
Here.
All right, before we go to the meeting, Councilman Pangborn is absent tonight. His son-in-law passed away at 49, and the funeral is tonight. It's with his family tonight, and he would appreciate any prayers to get them through this time. Approval of the regular council meeting minutes from October 9th, 2025. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Bill made the motion, seconded by Michelle. Roll call.
President Jamalt. Yes. Councilman Mason,
Yeah.
Councilman Pangborn, Councilwoman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wharton,
Yes.
Councilman.
Yes.
Jason, before you, council did send flowers
Yes.
to the funeral, if you wanna.
Yes, we did send flowers over, and the family, I did go over before tonight's meeting, and they thanked us for the flowers we sent over. Business of guests, anybody from the floor wish to speak? All right, if not, we'll go ahead and move on. Council reports, so finance, President DeMalt.
Nothing to report, other than later in the meeting, we have some appropriations to review.
All right, zoning property maintenance, that's myself and Michelle as well. We've had one building permit come in since last month, and we're working on that right now for our garage. Property maintenance letters, we did send those out last month. We got to go back through and do some follow-ups on it to see if there was any activity, and if not, work with those individuals. But we did send those out, and I know I spoke to 2 or 3 of them that were taking care of it. It just would take more time than the 10 days, and I allowed them 30 days, and then we'll review it again. But we'll,
There was one I put on your report too, that went out in October, that was in recommendation of Chief Gerger.
Okay.
for- Yes, thank you.
what was it?
2 Fortune Foster, that was in court.
Oh, okay, yes, and we talked
So
about that during court.
That letter went out
Yep.
as well.
Yep, and
So-
he's made some progress there.
Okay.
And then we had him in mayor's court, not for that, for something else, and we had a discussion about that while he was here, because he had some questions on it.
Okay.
I think we're gonna go out there and reevaluate it and just, I think, if I remember correctly, I have to look at my notes from mayor's court, but, he feels like he's at a good spot, but for us to go out there and reevaluate to see if there's anything that we're expecting that he's, he's missing or whatever, so we'll get that, completed sometime this month. Records, rules, and law,
Nothing.
Recreation, Community Center and Pool. Safety Service, that's Bob, he's not here. County Boards,
Nothing to report for either.
okay. Grant updates, really no grant updates. I am putting together, I know we talked about we're not going to do any grants this year and probably next year, 2026, just because, you know, we've spent so much money in the different grants. They're behind Casey. I did kind of tally up over the last few years. Grant funding, so we received about $1.5 million in grant funding. We paid out of pocket, what is that, 120? Casey, they're in orange right in front of you. 120, and then about 200 and some $1,000 in loans. So we've gotten 80% of all these projects we've done over the course of the last couple of years paid for. So, you know, it's important to highlight that stuff. But again, we did pay out quite a bit of cash that we had been saving for this. So we're not going to apply for anything heavy. But Fairfield County CDBG funding is coming up. I'm working with the grant writers that the county hires to apply for some smaller grants, like electric at our park for the festival, some updates to different things. So they want 10 projects from every village to review, put forward to the commissioners to see what they like to be able to push forward to actually getting grant. That grant typically pays 100% other than engineering, but because the projects that we have will not require engineering, we shouldn't have any out-of-pocket fees. But if so, I will bring that back, and it would be minimal if an engineer's seal or certificate's needed, because we should be able to handle most all of these in-house as far as paperwork. So, and I believe the county has $170,000 available for next funds. So, and they'll try to split that out throughout the county on different projects. Maintenance report, Casey.
Not a lot, most of it's been prepping and getting everything ready for winter. The pool is completely winterized, the shelter house now is completely closed down and winterized for the season. Down at the water, we had to rebuild 2 of the pumps down at the water plant. We have found a few more leaks on our side, those will be being worked out in the next few weeks or so. If you do see us, we're basically moving a lot of equipment around, trying to store summer and pull out winter. And also we're prepping for the Christmas lights getting ready to be put up. And that's really about it.
All right. Any questions for Casey? All right, we'll go on to Chief Carver for the police report.
They, everybody has your, sorry, your report. Sorry.
No, that's good, that's fine, I have just email to pass out, but,
You got it? You good?
I'll try to take that.
Just give it to me, we'll take one, pass it.
There's that.
Okay, yeah. All right. All right.
Talk to you about that.
All right, then I have this. Okay,
All right, so, had 167 calls.
okay.
Last month, I have it broke down for you. As usual, I did the county chief's meeting. Since the last meeting, I told you that we had suspended officers resigned, so that issue was, sure everybody knows by now, Mary Hill's out, so I can't remember what I had talked about. I know it was still in progress at the time, so that was a result of 2 traffic stops, back to King made from vehicles leaving the house. He caught meth on them. One of them he called me in for was in the middle of the night. And we made the decision to go ahead and contact Major Crimes because they specialize in that. They do drugs all the time. And they got all the contacts and everything, so we basically gave them the information from those 2 traffic stops. They took that and ran with it, did 3 controlled buys on the house. So basically they sold to the police effectively. And then they got a search warrant, arrest warrant. We were there at the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office came in deep with the SWAT team and everything else. So it was a little bit of a spectacle if you were in town, but anyway, he's in jail under multiple felony charges. I don't think they're planning on dealing with him as far as like wheel understanding. Don't hold me to that, because technically it's the sheriff's case now, or the major crimes case. But anyway, that's that. The White Explorer was sitting out here, we had wrapped to replace the Charger, so it's actually sitting out here. I did order a replacement radio head, because we were able to save the guts of it, which is the most expensive part. So we have one of those coming, we had to get a new radar, have one of those ones new to us used on eBay. It's coming, so that car will be back in service in a little bit. We were here for trick or treat, no issues, pretty good time. At least as far as I know. The paper that's being passed around now is the used car salesman, end of the year special, whatever, and the body worn cameras, they really want to get us. They do have a good product. The problem is they know they have a good product and it's priced accordingly. I did apply, as I noted at the last meeting, for the body worn camera grant. Don't know what the results of that will be. I think we stand a pretty good chance of getting it. My guess would be about 50-50, just because we're asking for a low sum of money, and new department, and trying to get body worn camera program off the ground that is controlled by the police department, because I put that in the grant, because technically we're operating off of donated cameras. So I think we might get that. In the event that we don't, Axon is still trying to get us to hurry up and sign up, so they want, there's a packet like this, I only burned one of them, because it's like 7 pages. But it's basically a 5-year deal, and it's roughly $3,000, I can't remember how much it is, $3,000 some dollars a year, $3,200 or something like that. And they was gonna give us half off for the first year, so they're gonna knock $1,600 and some dollars off the first year, which would make our bill for 2026 $1,600 and change, whatever that email says, which would be somewhere between $130, $150 a month if you want to break it down like that for 4 body cameras. And the benefit of doing that is the time that is spent by either me or the other officers in the office when we need to produce the video for someone. So when we record something, we pick up a bunch of stuff that is not a public record. So we're sitting in our car, it's got a wide angle lens, it's picking up our screen. The screen is not releasable. So we have to go in there and blur that out. And then our radio traffic can have people's social security numbers and all that stuff. And even though you can have a scanner and scanner land, that's perfectly fine for us to record that and then release it to people where they're listing everything you need to take out a mortgage, date of birth, their name, address, the whole thing. We gotta go through and delete that audio off of that. And all that takes time, because you gotta watch the whole video first. And if it's ours, and if it's multiple cameras, then you gotta watch everybody's camera for however long the incident is, looking and listening for anything that's not releasable, like naked people that might be in the background or whatever, dead bodies, the whole thing. So all that has to be blurred out. And so it's hours of, even a 15-minute clip, if you got 2-3 cameras, can be a couple hours to edit it. The benefit with Axon is they have a pretty powerful software where you can kind of start to watch the video, like, okay, I don't like the computer screen, and you click on it, and it is smart enough to follow that through the whole video and blur it for you. Instead of going frame by frame, block that out, block the whole. So that's, from a time-saving perspective, those are hours that the officer's off the street, not enforcing the law, not responding to calls, whatever. I think it probably would be beneficial to do that, just because, $1,600 over the course of a year, it does go up to $3,200. I don't want to walk past that for the next 4 years. So then it would go from whatever I said the cost was, a couple $100 to probably $500 a month or something like that, 4 years. But if we got the grant, which we don't know if we have or not, so we gotta look at it as an out-of-pocket expense for the time being. But if we do get the grant, this whole thing goes away. Additionally, the state passed a law that allows us to charge $75 an hour. If someone does request video and we do have to redact it, we can recoup some of that money. Now, most of that is going to be for the court, for the prosecutor, or stuff like that, and we're not very much time. It's when people want it. And when they want it, we gotta go through and we can't release a whole bunch of that stuff, and that's where the time comes in. And we do get people that make requests for the sake of making requests because they know it's time consuming, it's a burden. They wanna see if they can get rich off of YouTube, like if we're doing something stupid or whatever. Or if they wanna, put it on their First Amendment auditor, Facebook pages and things like that. So that's what that, Axon email is about. Basically, it's just a question of you, do you wanna do it or not? I think the mayor is all right with doing it, but ultimately it's a expense, so. And the reason I'm bringing it up now is because, they're putting the timetable. They wanna know by whatever it says, December 7th or something like that, and you guys don't meet again until then. So if you wanna take advantage of the 2025 pricing and the 50% off, we're gonna have to have a decision tonight if you wanna do that. If you wanna pass, we can keep it status quo. It's really whatever you want to do on that front.
So it would be a 5-year contract, so it would be like a set.
Yeah, actually, you can have mine.
Well, actually, I got it up here on the screen too for
Oh.
everyone to see.
Oh, okay. Well, look at him go.
Okay.
I don't want it.
So like Nick was saying, the first year, they're doing it for half price for 2026, and our invoice wouldn't be due until, I think, February is what they told us.
Yeah, they did say that.
And then after that, it's $37.94, $94 a year. And those will be paid, again, early in the year, each year. But the benefits to this is, one, we own the cameras. Right now, we do not own the cameras that we have. Issues with that in court is because we don't own it, we don't control it, so how good is that trail of evidence type thing? And if you're getting into some bigger cases, that's very important. So to me, it's a no-brainer. We're a growing department, and if we get a grant that, will pay for it, that's even better. But if not, like, it's something that we do for the officer safety, to make sure that, if things have to go to court, we have the trail of evidence and we actually control it, at that point. So, to me, it is a no-brainer. But it is a contract, so I can't do that on my own. Council has to approve me to sign that contract.
We don't have to have the money upfront.
Yeah, our first payment will not be due until February 2026, and that's at $1,600. And after that, it's an annual fee of what's up there if we don't get the grant.
When will you hear on the grant?
I'm going off of memory here. I think in years past, it's been either December or January. So we'll probably know before it's due, but the problem is we will probably sign the contract by then.
Yeah.
So you gotta go into it assuming you don't have
You've
it.
got to gamble.
Yeah. Well, and think or not, and then the prices go up, but we submitted it based off of this pricing, and we're still gonna pay something. But what that delta is, it could be a few $100s a year, or,
So is a grant for how many cameras? 5?
Total 4, I believe is what we asked
4
for.
cameras?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, assuming that the Bremen agreement is going forward and all that, we're gonna have a lot more of the paid hours anyway. We're gonna have double what I'm currently doing, and we're gonna have some part-time, what the auxiliary do. And so the idea was, all right, issue a grant to the 2 guys that are working all the time, put one for the part-time guys that come out and work, and then if there's ever auxiliary riding double, we have one, so everybody has a camera that's ever gonna be working. Or, festival day or whatever, if there's 4 guys out, everybody has a camera. That's basically it.
Do we have to pay the bill at once, or can we make monthly
Once a
payments?
it's due in February.
It's once a year, no matter,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
If you sign do this now and the grant is approved, they will let you out of that contract, but they don't,
No,
because
we-
the grant's
We'll
for
use the
them.
grant to
We
pay
still need the
this.
contract no matter what. The contract is for us to purchase, the grant
Okay.
reimburses us for
Okay.
those costs.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, we would have to show that we purchased the cameras anyway, and I
Yeah.
used that document, for justification of the funds in the grant.
okay.
It's just that we will have pulled the trigger a little bit early, or maybe not, by the
Yeah.
time, if we wait, if you authorize it tonight, then we can technically wait until right before their deadline, and we can see if it is awarded between now and then put it all together and send it back to the state and execute the contract that day or whatever, and just to make it clean. But in the event we can't, we gotta collect into that fine, or it's court costs, goes into a separate fund. So that's a you guys thing, but there's another little pot of money maybe able to offset any costs or pay. But I'm not gonna say that that's 100% legal without the solicitor looking at it.
Regardless, it's just sort of, in my opinion, just sort of the cost of doing business regardless of what, so I'm all for it. That's my personal opinion.
Okay, are you making the motion to
I'll
allow
make a
me to sign the
motion to-
contract?
Sign
And
the
I'll second
contract.
it.
All right. Corey made the motion, seconded by Michelle. Roll call.
President Jamal,
Yes.
Councilman Mason,
Yes.
Councilman Payne, Councilwoman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilman Morton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry.
All right, Nick?
Only if you want me to once over that ordinance or not. Did we talk about that before? I can't remember.
We kind of talked about it, but we'll put that under new business there.
Okay.
Again, as always, thank you for everything.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and one thing I do want to say, and this is my opinion as a resident, not as mayor, but the Hill House has been a problem since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that the sheriff's office hasn't tried. I mean, because that would be a false statement. They've tried. But if it wasn't for us standing up a police department, I don't think we would have the result we have today. So,
Yeah.
so I appreciate that because it gets rid of a problem that we've had for decades. I'm 50 years old now, and as long as I can remember, that has always been a problem house that could never be solved. And we finally got a step in the right direction.
And it's right there by a school.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And then we, just kind of as a little reminder to people going by, we want the police to take up, also try to keep people out of his house that is out there, but
Yep.
it's kind of like a visual thing that like, this
Yep.
is not business.
Right.
And then just what kind of while we're on that house, it's not anything we have to report on now, but I did apply, there's new funding for demolishing properties that the county will get. I went ahead and put our name in for that property. The county knows that we've been working hard on this one, and they pretty much told us they would add it to the state grant. But if the state doesn't approve it, they have money to get rid of this house. But we have to get a court order because we don't have no reason to take it, because it's normal stuff. So we actually have to go to court to do that. And we already started the process, but it probably won't be until March is what our solicitor's thinking before we actually get to hear the case. Because you gotta do A, B, and C in a certain order and a certain timeline in order to get it there. So that is our next step on that house, is to get it tore down. I'm not promising it will happen, but if the court orders it, then the county has pretty much told us we have your backing funding for it.
Do you think that we'll have every chance of winning the case?
I would assume so, just with everything going around with it.
Crimes being committed out of it?
Yeah, well, it's just not that. We also have documentation for decades of property maintenance issues, nuisance issues, plus the drug issue, like it's,
What about the bank? Didn't the bank take it back?
the bank has not taken it back because, and that's another problem, is the family was
It
still,
went up for sheriff, right?
it did, but they started making the payments and the bank withdrew it or something. But the family has been making yeah, trust me, we've been tracking this one for a while, and when we think we got so far to do it on the tax side, then something else came in to where it kind of took it out of play. So,
Well, good job for that one too.
yeah,
Good job to you too.
well, I mean, that's just common sense, like,
No, but, it's being worked on.
because those questions is gonna start happening, like, what are we gonna do with the property? Well, we can't do nothing with it right now, but we're starting the process to hopefully where we can, and we've already, I don't want to use the word secured the money, but the county pretty much said, we will,
When are taxes due again? 'Cause
well, but you can't just take someone's property because they're not paid their taxes once, like, it has to be, yeah. All taxes are due
February.
in February.
Well, I wonder if the bank won't change course if it's not getting paid if he's not.
It could be. I mean, there's all these variables in it,
Yeah,
so,
there's a lot of it probably.
yeah.
Do you need anything from me for the contract that you need to sign with them or anything?
Maybe just a calendar reminder, and maybe we'll just kind of wait until closer to the deadline, just to see if they
Okay.
do award the grant, just in case there's a, provision in there like, oh, well, wait a minute, we're not gonna pay for existing things,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Well, can you go ahead and get us the contract just so we have it in-house?
I believe.
Oh, that's right, yes, that's right.
All I gotta do is just sign that,
Yeah.
or if there's not, I can definitely email.
No,
the
you're
guy.
right, because it's here at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's good to go.
Yep.
So as long as council authorizes, which I think you just did, so
Yep.
then we can probably just delay signing it until And
last
they
Yeah,
minute.
had-
just wants to sign the date.
Yep.
We just need to probably not forget about it if we want to take advantage of the price, so.
I'll start a folder. My famous last words.
All right, thanks, Nick.
All right.
Old business, the water tower refurbishment. We did have a meeting with the inspector from the surety company to come out. Basically, we put everything together, sent it to the surety company. They just had to send an inspector out to validate that it's truthful that we're saying. He had no problems with what we were saying because, again, we're using engineers as our proof, the paint manufacturer as our proof. You know, it's not our opinion, it's proven facts. He actually added some stuff to it. So he's gonna go back, we'll probably have another meeting with the surety company, and then we'll probably have something at some point, I'm assuming by January, to approve a agreement type thing, with them, because that's not something, I would wanna make the decision on my own. We'll bring that back, that information to you guys, and like, is this what you guys want? You know, within regards of what they're gonna pay us for our type thing. But again, we have to get these towers back up and operational and to the status that we paid for. So, you know, they last for 20 years. Property tax, I am keeping that on for business, just so we don't forget about it. Property taxes are, two that are outside millage that are not permanent. The one for the general fund, which is 2 mills, and the one for the park and recreation, which is 2 mills, they expire in 2026. So we gotta make sure we keep having that conversation so we don't lose track of it. But again, there's a lot of stuff in limbo too of what the state's gonna do with property taxes as well. And we've already talked about some different options that we can look at. But, you know, it's hard to make a decision right now when you don't know what our way forward actually is yet, so. But more to come, but we are gonna keep it on there just so we don't lose sight of it. And at some point, we neither need to pull the gun on putting on the levies for next year, which doesn't need to go up until November. So we got a year basically to have this conversation. Any questions on that? All right. New business, ordinance 1113-2501 is our 2026 appropriations. So up here on the screen, have a copy of the entire packet with a breakdown and the details. But this is your summary of all that. And how I do my summary is this is our total revenue for each one of these accounts that we own. This is appropriations, that's what we're gonna spend. And then this right over here is the carryover that we're expecting. Okay? Years ago, council said that our goal was to save 10% of our revenue for rainy day funds. As costs keep going. And so this kind of tells you where we're at with that. I don't want to call it imaginary 10%, but what our goal was. So based on this, we're only carrying over 2% in our general fund, 7% in our street. Highway, it's negative 28%, but it's, you know, 390 is our carryover. We have a cash balance in that account, $20-some thousand. So we're fine on that one. What that is we're taking out a bunch of trees from State Route 180 next year just to kind of get rid of them. So that's kind of why it's higher than normal. Because usually what we take in is what we spend. That's how that usually works out. Parks and Rec, I will go through this a little bit more detail, but it's a break even. But it's not without consequences. Police, it's about a 1% saving. You know, we're spending what we bring in basically. Same thing with permissive, and remember permissive, this pays for our streetlights, that's all that pays for. So I just looked at all the numbers, so lights cost us $4,000 a year to do streetlights. Now we're at 11, possibly $12,000 a year because the electric's gonna go up again. So this is based off of this year's and last year's numbers. This year's finish out some guesstimates on the last couple months, but that's probably gonna go up. But again, we do have money sitting in that account again, another, I think, 13,000 off the top of my head. And then water, you know, we watch this real close. Water is one of those things we're not supposed to make money off of, but we do have to carry over money for savings and stuff like that, for breakdowns. And we're still kind of at a break-even point with our water. But we're good with that, because, you know, we have $80,000 in that account, so we do have some money built for a small emergency, so like a softener. You know, at home, your softener is a couple $100, maybe $1,000. they've taken, like when we first started, we had a lot of pumps. So we bought new pumps because they needed replaced, but then we found out the two that we had were rebuildable. So we rebuilt them. So we just rotate those out every year. They automatically get pulled off, the new one goes on, it gets rebuilt, costs them $30 to rebuild it, and we just keep that cycle. So, you know, they're doing that with a lot of different things out there, which in the long run saves us a lot of money. Water capital improvement and storm capital improvement, those are for those loans that we've taken out, that we added, that used to be included in the water, but now the state through the grants wants to see that stuff working out. If it's here, we can use it for whatever, if it's in these specific accounts, we're gonna pay for those loans. Water deposit funds, and again, that's just, you know, variable depending on how many new people move into town, that need the deposit, unclaimed monies, again, that's variable depending on if you didn't cash a check from 10 years ago, it could be broken up in unclaimed funds now. Water Creek Sewer District Fund, that's just money in, money out, so we collect their sewer billing, and then we just write them a check for what it is, so that's why that's always net, net negative, or net zero. Mayor's Court, this right here, Nick kind of alluded to court costs, so one of the court costs, computer fund, there's two of them, so for every ticket that they write, there's a $10 computer charge and a $4 computer charge, and they're for different things. But it brings in about $3,400 a year. So you can't keep that money. You have to spend it. Like if you're going to charge these people, you have to spend it, and we have to spend it because we have to buy programming updates, new laptops. You know, like that's easy to use with technology. Two new accounts that we've created is we're taking the festival completely out of the general fund. It's going to allow us to track it easier, plus separate the profits. So it's not in the general fund to be used for general fund purposes. We just put in revenue of 30,000, appropriations of 30,000. Same thing on the Queens, 5,000, 5,000. The rule is, if they don't bring the money in, they can't spend it, even though we say they have $30,000 to spend. The agreement is they don't have $30,000 to spend unless they bring 30,000 in. So if they only bring $10,000 in, they can only spend $10,000. That's our agreement. But for the sake of the budget, we put that in there, we put it a little bit higher, so it's usually costs here for one big festival. This just allows for extra buffer on the budget side in case they do bring up more money in. They don't have to go back to council to ask to spend that money. Because usually when those bills are due, like it's in August, we're trying to pay everything. We don't need money, so that just allows for a little bit of buffer. Same thing with Queens. And then the deposit trust fund, that's just for the sewer side of the trust, or the sewer deposit. Same thing as the water. Just all depends on what comes in. We do manage this account, but the $3,000 is so if you move out or you've lived in your house for 2 years and never been late and you own the house, you can ask for your deposit back. So, any questions on that? Okay. I do want to dive into the Park and Rec because there has to be significant changes in our pool in order for us to survive. And I've been working since the pool opened on this, trying to find the best solution that impacts families and the kids basically the least. But it's just one of those things, there's not enough money. So, again, we have a property tax, and we're $1,000 roughly a year, and that helps us with the pool, essentially. And then the state allocation of that is $2,500, so we essentially get $2,350 in revenue from property taxes from the state based on the tax rate. Daily admissions, we only bring in about $8,000 a year, and that's if it's a good year. If it's a cold, rainy year, that will be in half guaranteed. Seasonal pool passes, we've been doing very decent on pool passes over the past 3 or 4 years, and they bring about $5,000 a year. We do contracts with daycares and United Way. That brings in about another $500. And that's just where we charge them like $1 per kid, and they bring in 30 kids at a time for a couple hours, twice a week or something. We may have to look at upping that some, but again, it's not going to bring in a lot of money. It just helps us. Vending machines, we usually make about $550 on average from the then this other stuff is park and, called pool rentals, $4,000 a year in pool rentals. But again, you got a crappy year, that whole tank really quick. And then this is your park rentals and shelter house rentals. So that's kind of where our revenue comes from. And we're guesstimating it's gonna be about $47,000, which is in line with a good year, of what we've been, seeing here lately. I don't want to say problem, people's time, people's labor is worth money. I don't care how old you are, your time, when you're an employee, it is worth, something. We have to compete with Baltimore and Raymond in order to get funds. Okay, so we have to keep in line with them. So this year, I believe, returning guards will be making about $12.50 an hour, which again, most of us, that's nothing. But when we're talking about a small budget, that's a lot. And I don't mind paying them, because they're well worth it. But with electricity costs keep going up, pool is about $1,000 a month to run that pool. Just you're looking at another $3,000 a year, plus the labor, like all this stuff. So I gave a pie chart, and most all of this is pool, because again, it's the biggest expense we have. So $18,000 in payroll, about $15,000 in utilities, supplies and materials, about another 10, deposit refunds, 3,000, county fees, so that's our licensing, our money back to them for collecting taxes, things like that. And repair, just whatever we have left over. I mean, that's kind of how we do repairs. Typically, we're open Memorial Day weekend until about a week before school starts. Now, which is about 12 weeks, we're open. In order to make the math, we have to cut it down to nine weeks, not opening until June 7th, so well after Memorial Day, and closing by August 8th, no matter what the weather is. So normally we give a closing date, but if it's still nice for a week, we'll keep it open for a week. And we might be able to do that still, depending on what our revenue status is. But just for the sake of if all this comes true with what we guess, that's all we can do. Hours will be instead of 12 to 7, we're reducing an hour every day. And we'll be closed Mondays and Tuesdays. So 5 days a week that will be open. It will hurt us. But if we don't do something, like how do you open up the door? Because we can't afford it. It's not a good one. We've been, doing well with grants and everything else. And we've also had the water tower blow up in our face, and we've had to spend more money there than what we planned. That has money tied up, but we may never get back. It's not. So before you guys vote on a budget, like I want everyone to understand, it is sacrificing our pool a little bit. Hopefully this is just a one-year thing, but this could become more permanent depending on how revenues go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and did we look, and is Monday and Tuesdays the days that are like?
Yeah, I mean, Mondays and Tuesdays are, it just depends, because if you,
I didn't know, like, if we looked at it like overtime,
yeah,
like, are those the days?
yeah. So Mondays and Tuesdays usually are more exercise days, like exercise that we're busy, but we're not busy with your daily mission. Like during the week, we're not busy with the daily missions period.
Yeah.
But by doing this, it also allows us to, with the daycares, they like to do 2 days a week. They can do Wednesdays and Thursdays now versus Mondays, Tuesdays, or Tuesdays, whatever they want. Type thing. So, yeah, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are usually busier days. And Sunday, the only reason why I say that's because of rentals. Sundays could be a completely dead day, but then the rental is what really, gets you that extra money that day. So, I also looked at it, do you close on Sunday, but still allow rentals, but then you're asking guards to come in for only for a couple of hours. This would be hard to get done, someone to come in just for $25. So if there's any suggestions,
How much does it cost to do like your mailing for the?
per year, we're looking at That's not a bad, I mean, it's not a bad idea, because and that $500 is for an entire year. We would have, so how we get that information is we go into our water billing system and extract it. I think Thurston uses the same program we do, so we know how to do that for them. Thornville, I'm not sure of, but it's always a question we can ask to that council, if not. The thing about that is only if you're a registered voter do you get it type thing, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a bad idea.
No, I'm of the mindset if you have to spend a couple $100 to make $500, I mean, you're not out anything. Because we did that this year with the festival where we started just randomly mailing people, and it cost us $100, and we ended up picking up about $2,000 in new sponsorships. So no, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, even like in Richland Township.
Yeah.
You know, just this, you know, if it's like 10-mile radius
Yeah.
or whatever that don't have a pool, I wouldn't do Baltimore.
Yeah.
Because their pool would, you know, be selected.
Yeah. Well, and I like the idea of more than just invite you, like here's a pass for one free day, one free family. Yeah, come try it.
Yeah.
I mean, because I still talk to people. This pool's been here since 93, 94, something like that, before I graduated. And there's still people that don't know we have a pool. Like people that live in Fairfield County, it's been here forever. They're like, oh, we don't know you have a pool. And it's hard to advertise a pool. I mean, unless you're Tiki or something like that.
I was on the fire department in 2000, I didn't know you had a pool.
Yeah,
And I seen something, when we first started the police department, I'm like, where's the pool?
yeah,
I drove around, I finally found it, I'm like, okay, well, it's back behind everything.
Yeah.
You know, so.
yeah. It's out of sight, out of mind. And even before the school was there, was a park, but it was still back there behind trees and everything else. So,
It'd be good to put like a bigger sign up or whatever, like pool,
Yeah.
pool off the road.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
pulled this way.
yeah. Well, now we used to have, they were handmade like big blue pool signs. But they just got damaged over years, and we went to what we buy from our regular sign company. But we could look at getting bigger ones. I mean, that's, again, anything's worth an idea. Or a brighter color, yeah. Do blue instead of brown or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
When the pool is open, we have a lot of nighttime pool, like people rent at night, like from 6 to 8 or whatever.
So I mean, on the pool rentals, we do very well because like weekends are usually packed, and then during the week, there's one or two. I mean, later in the season, yeah. In the beginning of the season, like people still aren't in the pool mood yet, but like everyone's birthday parties on Saturday. Well, all of our Saturdays are booked, and so are our Sundays, so you have to pick a Wednesday night.
Oh, it's just the reason I was asking is because I was thinking about the hours, and would it be more of an opportunity if we stayed at the 12 o'clock open and went to 6?
Mhm.
Because a lot of people are gonna go home and eat dinner, you
Yeah.
know? But that also gives an opportunity for us to have an extra time at the end of the day
Mhm.
to rent it as a rental.
Well, and I'll tell you, when my kids were in school, because I worked, a lot of times when they were young, I would come home after work,
Mhm.
and believe it or not, we'd go down just for an hour, and we'd
Yeah.
pay.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
But you coming in,
I wouldn't get home until X amount of time, like I might, you know,
Yeah, back
they
then.
might have an hour or two to swim, but.
Yeah, because back then we were open till 8.
Right.
Yeah.
well, the reason I was saying, I mean, it could be for 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I wanna rent a pool, I'd rather rent from 6 to 8
Right.
than 7 to 9.
Yeah.
Because somebody's gotta get up and go to work. the next day.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So, that's the only thing I was thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care either way.
Yeah, so the reason why I chose cutting it off, usually when we first open, it's not busy, and I call them pool rats, it's to keep, the kids are, I call them pool rats to their face, like it's a joke, but, it's 4 or 5 of them. And 9 times out of 10, they're not even getting in the water, they're just there hanging out, you know, so, yeah. Yeah, mom and dad push them out of the house, go to the kitchen, which is the.
It's a big part of the community. We have a lot of people in the neighborhood that, like you said,
Yeah.
it was important. And I wanna keep it open, especially since we just spent all that money to get it fixed.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe we need to brainstorm and do some marketing stuff.
yeah, yeah, I think that would be a good idea, just how we get the word out there, how we get more people. And again, like, I am always like, I will tell people, you've never been to a pool, I will give you a free day, come over and hang out.
Yeah.
I mean, cause if you come over and you get one free day, you're probably more willing to come back and pay for a day, or maybe get a family pass or something, cause it's like, I've had a lot of people from Baltimore come over just like they like our pool because it's smaller, there's not a lot of it's big, and it's packed. I mean, they got a lot of activities, they got a lot of stuff, but not everyone wants that. They want that nice little pool, and,
We might wanna look at how much it would cost to, just piece of paper, like, to, obviously not Lancaster, because Lancaster has a pool in
Yeah.
Baltimore, but like the school districts that nobody has a pool.
yeah,
Because they can even at the school shovel them at the end of the year on the
Yeah.
backpacks. I used to open my kid's backpack every night, because I didn't know what they had, because they weren't gonna tell
Yeah.
me unless I looked.
Yep.
Well, instead of
So
free,
the
why don't you
parent
just,
actually,
come in the pool for $1,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
$1, whatever. for the
Yeah,
first
no.
time.
That, all that stuff is great ideas, and like Fairfield Union lets us do that, we can reach out to, I mean, we can reach out to Liberty Union, Millersport, all those schools, see if they're willing, because, I mean, we'll print off the paper, they don't have to, they just have to pass them out in the classroom. So, no, those are great ideas. We'll just have to remember those come this spring.
Right.
So,
Well,
head of
yeah,
park,
there's
head of park
also-
and pool, remind me to remind
There's
Sam,
also-
to remind me,
There's
Have
also,
Penny put it in her folder.
yep, have Penny put it in her folder.
There you go.
you know, when I go on vacation, when I would go on vacation as I was a kid,
Mhm.
sometimes you're a kid and you're tired of talking to old people.
Yeah.
Like, but a lot of places don't allow vacationers to use the pool.
Mhm.
That might be an opportunity that, you know, have a vacation, a week vacation,
Mhm.
vacationer pass,
Yeah.
where they can come for a week and do that.
Yeah,
I'm wondering how many villages do have boards like we do. Wonder if I could go
Yeah.
even ask for them per month on the boards.
yeah. Now, I'll tell you, most villages are welcome, you'll take, like in their offices, their windows, kind of like what we used to
Yeah.
before we done their board. They're always willing to help each other. That's not a problem. Post offices, we can just put them in. So yeah, our other villages are very,
So maybe we need to do like we did with the festival,
Yeah.
do that with the pool.
Yeah.
About May-ish,
Yeah.
and start doing that.
yeah.
That way it's out there.
Well, and one thing, and Anna Wood had told me that, like when, tax season, when it's time to get that income tax, start advertising those pool passes, because people have money in hand then, that typically don't have money,
Right.
that may, and I hate saying this, they're gonna waste it one way or the other. Let's waste it on us, but it's also gonna give them some entertainment during the summer, yeah.
Right.
So we'll just, look at that, we can even do, if you buy it in between January to
Yeah, like an early,
April, it's 20% off.
right.
That way there's some incentive there too, so, yeah. So, but yeah, we can brainstorm on that a little bit more and all that, but, for the budget, everyone good with this for right now? Any questions? Okay. And you guys have this in your packet, but your operating budget ordinance, and this is for fiscal year 2026. There list all those numbers, which again, are what I showed you on that summary, just on the appropriation side. So our total appropriations or spend for next year is $1.1 million, a little bit over. I need a motion to pass this as an emergency, and then also a motion to pass the ordinance.
I'll make the motion to pass it as an
I'll second it.
Okay,
Okay.
wait, hold the phone, sorry. We're doing a motion to what?
To pass as an emergency,
Okay. Mhm.
waiving the 3 readings.
Okay. And who did that?
I made the
Michelle.
motion.
Michelle?
Thank you.
It's
Michelle, and then Sarah.
Sarah.
right?
Sarah. Yep.
Okay.
And we'll have a roll call on that.
Uh-huh. President Jamal,
Yes.
Councilman Mason,
Yes.
Councilman Payne, Councilwoman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilman Morton,
Yes.
Councilman Henry.
Yes.
All right, now we need a motion to pass the budget ordinance.
I'll make a motion.
Katie made the motion,
I'll second it.
seconded by Sarah.
President Jamal,
Yes.
Councilman Mason,
Yes.
Councilman Payne, Councilwoman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilman Morton,
Yes.
Councilman Henry.
Yes.
All right, next is ordinance 9/11/2501, the curfew ordinance. This is the third and final reading. Are there any questions on that?
Here, I'll give you mine.
Yeah, I
So
know.
you can have them sign for them.
I know I wasn't here last meeting.
That's fine. Elected bill, he can sign for his budget.
Did you guys make any changes last month or any suggestions? All right, right. Do I hear a motion to pass the new curfew law?
I'll make,
Sarah made the motion. Second by Cory. Roll call.
President Jamal?
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Sorry. Councilman Mason?
Yes.
Councilman Pangborn? Councilwoman Harrier?
yes.
Councilman Morton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry?
Yes.
What's your impression?
Oh,
I'll have you know that Jason knows my
I'm just saying, put a post-it note.
I have them all trained. I have Casey and Tony also trained on them too. I am the folder queen.
All right. So Garber Asset Protection has a 2008 Ford F-250 extended cab Super Duty 4x4 diesel with 113,000 miles up for sale. Reason why I'm bringing this to council is we took away Casey's car to give to the police department. But while we had that, we found out we actually got a lot of stuff done by having an extra car versus one truck. Because basically if one person went to Menards, the other person was kind of stuck here. Or had to use a personal car to go from A to B. And when we had that spare cruiser, we used it a lot. You know, we are getting the insurance money from the Charger, around $53,000, $52,000. So I would like to take 52,000 and some change. Yeah. So I would like to take some of that money and buy, I'm calling it the Casey truck, that's just kind of how we do it when we had the car. It's a village truck, but Casey's the one that drives it the most. And buy that. Nick has two options. It's $11,000 to pay it outright, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're okay with us not paying you until we get our check from the insurance company. Or we can lease it from them for $12,000 and pay a monthly payment on it. But to me, I'm not trying to screw Nick out of $1,000, but like we have the cash. Let's just buy it. So any question on that? If not, do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Sarah made the motion. Can I have someone else second it besides you?
No.
Okay. Just because you work at Garber
I'll second it.
with a second.
I'll
You're
second
okay with voting on it. Second it by Cory. Roll call. Because I don't know if Nick has twisted your arm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm working on this.
President Jamal?
Yes.
Councilman Mason?
Yes.
Councilman Pangborn? Councilwoman Harrier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry?
yes.
All right. Next is Resolution 11-13-2501, supplemental appropriations. General Fund, $2,550 for other professional technical services. So that's for mosquito spraying, bug spraying in our buildings, things like that. General Fund, $420 for office supplies and material. Street Fund, $500, and that's for the increased gas bill for the rest of the year. That should be for the rest of the year, right? That $500 for this building?
Yes.
Okay. Street Fund, $329.97, operating supplies and material. Police Fund, $670, operating supplies and material. Water Fund, $5,807.01, salt, chlorine, meters, things like that. Any questions? If not, do I hear a motion to approve?
I would make the motion.
I'll
Bill-
second that.
Bill made the motion, Sarah second. Roll call?
President Jamal?
Yes.
Councilman Mason?
Yes.
Councilman Pangborn? Councilwoman Harrier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry?
Yes.
All right, next is staff holiday bonuses. I'm trying to get proactive on this versus the last second bringing it to you. We already did budget holiday bonuses in, so I'm just using those numbers that we already budgeted. So for full-time staff, it would be $800. Part-time staff would be $650. I did add, because we did extend our seasonal worker to add to work until the end of January, $300 for him. And then up to $2,000 for the police department for Nick to divvy out between his officers as he sees fit.
What was your seasonal, I'm sorry?
300,
300,
Mhm.
right?
yes.
Seasonal 300 and then 1,000 for
2,000 for the police department
2,000.
for Nick
Okay.
to
Thank you.
disperse
Sorry.
as he sees fit.
Sorry.
I'll make a motion to accept the staff bonuses and amounts.
All right, Corey made the motion, seconded by Michelle. Roll call.
President Dumont,
Yes.
Councilman Mason,
Yes.
Councilman Pangborn, Councilman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilman Wharton.
Yes.
Councilman Henry.
Yes.
All right. Mayor's Court Software, the 2026 Annual Support Maintenance Agreement. Again, this is our annual cost for the program that we use. The Mayor's Court cost that we bring in does cover these costs, but it is a contract, so I need to have your approval to sign. So for 2026, it is $2,362. I just need an approval to sign that contract.
I'll second it.
All right, Michelle made the motion, second by Sarah. Roll call.
President Dumont,
Yes.
Councilman Mason,
Yes.
Councilman Pangborn, Councilwoman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilman Wharton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry.
Yes.
All right, and I,
Do you know when this is due? We have to pay
January,
this.
no, you don't have to pay it now.
It's a
If you have money now, she said she can give you an invoice if you want it for this fiscal year, otherwise.
it's in next year's budget.
It's
You
in
cannot
next year's
pay it
budget.
until next year.
Okay, I just want to make
Yeah.
sure that, like, it didn't have to be
No,
paid
No.
by the
there's
first.
no.
No, it's due February or March, I
I
think, yeah.
think, yeah. I
Okay.
have the email from her, from
Yep.
Indira in the office, I'll give it to you tomorrow.
Okay.
$2,002 is a funny number.
I do have some additional items under new business. So I've been talking to some people about leasing 100 North Main Street, which is the old grocery store. We do have Eastern Cottontail on the one side. We charge them $1,000 a month. There is a secondhand clothing store that's looking at the other side. I'm to meet with them next week. In our prior conversations, it was $1,000 per side is kind of what, you guys are still good with that? I tell everyone, like, we're not a typical landlord. We're not here to make a profit. We're here to try to spearhead business and bring people to Pleasantville, which is a unique position to be in. So I did tell them, because they're in a current lease, they may need a couple months that they just need to get things fixed over there, because again, it does need some work done over it. And I told them I would talk to you guys, but, you know, while they're under their other lease until they move in, I don't see why we need to charge them, you know, a monthly rent. Because again, we're not a typical landlord type thing. And it's just sitting empty anyway, and if they're putting their blood, sweat, and tears to get it fixed, you know I'm good with that. You guys are good with that? Okay. Something,
Fixing it up type stuff.
Yeah.
That's-
yeah. So they haven't seen it yet.
Are they fixing it or are
We'll have more details after I meet
Okay.
with them. But like, yes, so they know that they have to, we will only do so much. Like, if it
Okay.
needs something fixed, meaning like a furnace, like that's us, obviously. But if they want the room painted pink versus the yellow that it is, well, that's on them, not us, you know, type thing.
They're gonna prepare it for their business.
Yes, but if there's an electrical issue, we may have to do something, you know.
Right, okay.
Then the other thing is, and this is kind of a unique ask, but I don't see a problem with it. So I was approached by a lady who owns a business that doesn't have a space for it, but I don't want to say it's an odd business, but she sets up scenes and she charges a family for a 20-minute time to come in and take pictures of them, you know, for themselves. And she has like 100 different scenes.
Like
from
paparazzi?
I guess it would be something like that, yes. But it's more family-based and kid-based. I have some pictures that she shared with me. I can put those up there. She's just starting out. Sorry. I rearranged my inbox. So at this point, she doesn't have the money to sign a lease. Her ask is if she would share 50% of what she brings in, not her net profit, But she says on typical, sessions, she charges like $2 a minute. So for a 20-minute session, it's $40. But if it's a more detailed scene, it may be a little bit more. So whatever that is, she would give us half. So we would get $20 of her $40. She's not a 9 to 5 business, it's like by appointment only, and this kind of gets her going, I guess. And she asked the council to entertain the thought of doing that. Right now, again, it's just empty space up there that we're not doing nothing with. Something is better than nothing, in my opinion. And this is just, I have multiple,
Would that be up, you're still talking about?
it'd be
100?
upstairs, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
But which business is, where's the equip shop?
Downstairs, yes. And it would be like a regular type lease. This is kind of a just,
I just.
this is just kind of a unique,
One in Jason's office.
hey, if that's where you want to put her, she said the shelter house. And during the wintertime, like why it's not being used, it's like, well, there's no heat, there's no bat, you know, like, but she's just trying. So like, these are just examples that she sent me. She sent me one with 100 pictures
Now,
of
is
it.
she there when they're there taking
Yes,
pictures?
yes, she's there the whole time. And she said the way that she would run it is like she would make appointments, but like try to get 4 or 5 families in together, set up 20 scenes around the room, and then kind of just rotate them through there.
As a photographer, I love that idea.
Yeah.
Because it's always hard finding space that you can rent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
and she has all the props. So basically, like for you, you want a winter scene. Well, she has it. You pay the $2 a minute or whatever her rate is,
Mhm.
and then you charge your customer whatever.
Yeah.
And the other thing, like, to that, she's like, well, who are your local photographers so I can advertise them with my business? Because not everyone, like, if you want that, but a lot of people want to pay a photographer. Well, if there's other local photographers, let's advertise them with this business.
Yeah. Along with her, setups and everything, is she providing lighting, or would the photographer be responsible?
I don't know those details.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing she told me was, she has the sets, but I don't know about the lighting and everything else.
Okay.
So would you need to store her stuff there as well?
Well, that's, her and I were talking, because I told her, I said, it'll be easier if you just kept your stuff there versus lugging it up. I mean, because again, we're not using the space, we use it for storage.
Yeah.
And we would just throw all of our stuff into a corner. And just, that's off limits. Plus the Lions section that we've already promised for the sports closet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then she can just use the rest of that building. And again, we're not getting nothing out of it now. This is better than nothing, and it might spur a bigger business.
Can we give her a time limit, like, let's try this for 6 months and see how it works?
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
we discuss
Yeah, she's open to any suggestion, because she really, right now, she has to go, like, rent a cubic, rent a garage or something. She don't have room at her house for this kind of stuff. And so she's just kind of doing it where she can find time, or find places, or she goes to the client's house and sets it up. And it's just not ideal moving this, and doing that kind of thing.
I say we go for it, try,
Okay.
give it a shot for 6 months or so, and
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. She would like to get in there as soon as possible because it is Christmas. This would be a busy time for
Oh,
her.
yeah, definitely.
We do have to do some moving, and when I say we, it's that magical mouse in my pocket.
And his name's Kevin.
I was gonna say, does he have a name that starts with K?
His name starts with Kevin.
But we can just move everything to like a corner, and like that's just off limits. And she said she would even build her sets around that to where people can't even get to that type thing, so.
That's a good idea.
But yeah, I think it's worth trying. The lady also rents well, she hasn't rented it for a couple of years since COVID, but remember the lady who used to rent it for like a whole weekend and would have craft fairs and everything?
Yes.
It's the same lady, Kim.
Oh, okay.
So she's used our facilities multiple times, and she's always good to work with, and takes care of everything. Like, she came to me with this idea, it's like, it's empty space that we're not using when.
So just from a legal perspective, are you going to, I know she doesn't have money to enter into a lease, but I'm just thinking her storing her stuff,
She would still have to sign a regular rental agreement that doesn't,
okay.
like, we're
So
not
we
liable
would not
for
be
it.
liable
Yes.
if something,
Yeah, but
was
she would still
damaged or
have to
what?
sign a lease, it would just be.
the lease would be for dollars,
For our
$0.
right,
Yeah, no
okay.
dollars,
okay,
50% of
okay.
your,
I was just thinking
Yeah,
paperwork wise, what.
yeah,
that
you still
means.
have to have some legal
Right.
document in case something
Okay.
happens. All right, any questions on that? Again, I don't think we need a vote as long as you guys are good with it and you say give her a 6-month time period.
Yeah. I was
Or,
also
or
sort
if there's a problem, we can say sooner, or if she even has a problem, like it doesn't work out. Okay. All right. What else do I have here? Christmas party. Again, I'm trying to be proactive. Christmas party we always have on the second Saturday of December, when we have Santa. We usually have it in the evening. This year, I would like to take it off-site again. Last year, we done it on site and catered it in. This year, it'll be December 13th. I called Castaways. It's a local restaurant. They can reserve some space for us, but it has to, so it'd be an early dinner. Are you guys good with that?
of
Yeah.
4 to win.
Four to whenever we leave. Their thing is, they don't reserve or hold spaces, so if we get there at 4, when they open, we're
and
there.
then That's our spot.
Yeah. They're, I mean, I know the family, but I mean, they're nice people. They're not rushing you out, things like that. Now, if we stay until 9 o'clock and they can't serve people, like they may be like, hey, get your butts out of here, type thing. But typically we don't last but, you know, an hour, hour and a half, like a normal dinner type thing, so. If you guys are good with that, I already kind of reserved it, but I told her I would confirm after tonight.
I'm good to go.
And I told her about 25 people-ish.
Okay.
But that could change, so if you can let Sam know, call, text, email of if you're coming and if you're bringing someone, so you're allowed a +1. And then Nick, if you can also let your officers know, to let us know +1 if they want that.
December 13th,
December 13th at 4 PM at Castaways.
is that in Light?
No, up,
It's-
it's on High Street in Lancaster, up on the hill, you know where the radio towers are?
Okay.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, it's the people that own Bay's Packing out here. It's the Kraft family that own it. So it's all Bay's meat, really good food,
Just off the menu, right?
off the
Like it's
menu,
not
the
being-
menu.
okay.
Yep,
It's a lot easier.
yes.
So
All
we
right.
could be able to, what time is, lunch was seen as 12 to 2?
12 to 2, yep.
Okay.
Bob mentioned, and I like the idea, at our community center and at our bathrooms, at the shelter house and at the restrooms at Audi Park, we do not have baby changing station, that stuff.
I've noticed that several times.
Yeah, well, and again, like, and I love those ideas. And Casey even said there's possible grants out there, but he wanted to know if council would be interested in looking at those. He found some like on Amazon, they're like $150 a piece, but we can look at some grant funding out there because there is family funding out there for that kind of stuff to get all or some of it paid for. Are you guys good with looking at that?
Absolutely. Okay.
And then if we find grants, I'll bring it back, or if we can't and it's just gonna cost us X amount of dollars, I'll bring that back. So we'll get working on that. Meals on Wheels, the senior hub, we're gonna spotlight them in our winter newsletter. But we also have an ask, from Anna Tobin. Pleasantville route is growing. And we've been combined with the Millersport and Pleasantville route has been together because it was a similar size and one person can handle it. Well, Pleasantville is growing as far as the need, and they need to separate that out. So they need drivers. They don't have a vehicle, because you see the Meals on Wheels truck delivered, they don't have a vehicle to do the Pleasantville route yet. So they're asking, and I don't have a problem with it, is using the grains as like a drop-off point, like the Millersport truck to drop off 20 meals that's for the Pleasantville area. Now, again, Pleasantville does not mean Pleasantville Incorporated. It means Pleasantville zip code. So it's a little bit bigger than just the village. But they need volunteers. We could think about 20 minutes to 45 minutes, an hour. If you just deliver and you don't talk to the people, it's probably a 20-minute day. If you're going to spend some time with it, you know, again, you spend 15 minutes with someone, it's adding 15 minutes to that drive time. But if you know of anyone that's interested, deliveries is usually between 11, well, they would start at 11 a.m. They would drop off here. I'm trying to get the different churches, the Lions Club, you know, different civic organizations to participate in that. but it's a heavy ask because this is every week, Monday through Friday. So if you know anyone that wants to volunteer, let them, give them my number or contact the office, because we're trying to build up some volunteers to be able to do that. And then hopefully we can actually get a full-time volunteer to do just the Pleasantville route. Maybe they can get a truck funded for that route as well. Then we can go from there.
11 o'clock a.m. till they're done.
Till they're done, yes. They would like drop off, and the village
There's
hasn't,
like 20 people they need to deliver to?
roughly, yes. And again, but it's a growing list.
Okay.
And it's just too much for the way that they have it set up right now. And there's no funding for another truck to just break it off and say, hey, we got another volunteer type thing. But also giving people an opportunity to give back to their community as well, so. But if anyone's interested, knows someone, put it out there. It'll be in our newsletter, have them reach out to the office, or they can contact the senior hub themselves, and discuss that directly with them as well. Any questions on that? All right.
When is that starting? When do they want to start that?
Whenever we can get some volunteers.
Okay.
Like, it's, there has to be dedicated volunteers before we can actually say there's a start date. And then we would hold a meeting with Meals on Wheel, or Senior Hub, as they're officially called now, with their leadership, just kind of give everyone the rules, the expectations, stuff like that. So we start off with a good team. All right. So election was up. We didn't have anyone run for Pleasantville council seats. So January meeting is going to be odd. So Bob,
There weren't any write-ins?
no, because it was past the date. And the state law now says you have, yeah, you can't just write in the day of. You have to be pre-qualified.
Okay.
Bill's retiring as of December, correct? What did you start? Do you remember?
27 years ago.
20-some? Yeah. It was early 2000s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So Bill's retiring, so his seat will be open. Bob, Sarah, and Corey, you guys, as of December 31st, are done. So you have to reapply, if you wish to. Hopefully you do. You reapply, we have to advertise it. We'll start advertising it in December for the 4 open seats. And the way it will work in January, when you come here, along with any other applicant, you will take a seat in the audience. You are not an official member of council. You cannot sit up here type thing. We have to establish government first. So Katie and Michelle will be our council members. So they will vote on member number 1. So of the 4 seats, they will just, whichever one they want to pick first, they come up, they become a member of council. I swear them in. Then those 3 then vote on the next chair. They come up, I swear them in. Then those 4 vote on the next chair. Like, do you see how that's going until they're all filled? So that's how January will go, because we got to establish a government at that point because of not having elected people at that point. So it'll be a little bit different, just so everyone's aware when they're coming in. Hopefully everyone applies. We do have an open seat, so if you think of anyone that wants to apply, we will put it out there. As of the December meeting, council has 30 days to fill their own seat, so that will take them to the next council meeting. In January, if you guys fail, council fails at that point to fill those seats, then I get to appoint myself, meaning I just do whatever I want. I think that's the way the state law reads.
What do we have to do to apply?
You just have to write a letter of intent. There's no application, it's just, I want to be considered for the council seat.
Just like you did before.
Yeah, just like you, well, some people didn't come in on an open seat, they ran and all that, so, but yeah, we don't. Well, on the last 4 years ago.
I ran.
Yeah,
I ran a couple times.
yeah.
Next time I'm
Um,
gonna have to make sure everybody knows they need to go put the paperwork.
Yeah. Well, and I told,
It's a bit busy taking care of sick people.
yeah, well, I told Penny and Sam, it's like, we just got to do better having that conversation. Especially on the due dates, because I know I'd mentioned like, hey, these seats are up, but again, it's like, when are these due dates? And if you've never done it before, which, like, you've never done it before, like, how do you do this?
Exactly.
So we just didn't do a good job of mentoring ourselves. One good news is those 4 seats will then start being paid $80 a meeting versus $60. So whoever's seated gets a raise, essentially. And that goes for anyone. If you're a first-year member, it's not $60. It's the seat that pays it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't depend on your experience or however many years you got in. Does that make sense?
Yep.
just so we know January's gonna be chaotic and probably take us a little bit longer. All right.
When do you need to have the letter of intent turned in by?
And we can't accept them until after December meeting, and it would have to be before before the January
So you
meeting.
have like the last 2 weeks of December.
You have a month.
basically.
You have
Oh,
from
yeah.
from
Well,
December,
true.
whatever this, you have from December 11th to January 8th, essentially. Because we usually cut them off at 4 PM the day of the meeting. So don't bring your letter here of that meeting, because it'll be too late. It has to be turned into the office. All right. I think that's all that I have. We'll go around the room. Katie?
You guys want to mention the light at the park?
What is it?
Yeah, mention.
What is it?
What is it?
Oh, well, I was talking about, my daughter plays softball,
Mhm.
and Audie Park, it only has one street light that's on the street,
Mhm.
so you actually can't see the park when it starts to get dark for the fall. So I was suggesting, I know that we have a new concession stand,
Mhm.
maybe some sort of light that also comes out on the field to make life a little bit easier.
Okay,
instead of trying
so you're
to
talking about like more lighting on Audie Park itself?
Yes.
Okay, well, which we've looked at that multiple times.
Because there is the one light on
Yeah.
the street side that does shine off.
Yeah.
We talked about getting another pole put in, just putting another light on.
Yeah, that's, so the light, to have the light installed, because what we do is we lease them off AEP, the installation's free. Then we pay a monthly fee for that light. The post is what costs money.
How much is the post, Sam?
it-
Like one of the,
We can, but it won't be high enough to where you won't get, like, you need some height on these things. So we'll have to look and see what a post will cost and have it. There's a company in Amanda that will do it. And maybe we can talk them into doing it for free because of what it's for.
or half cost and some of our supplies, Clever Lost Tone,
Yeah.
to see if we can
Yep,
maybe share the cost
Yep.
halfway or whatever.
yep. So won't we get some costs? We'll have to get costs from AEP to run the line out there, because I think that would be the total cost. And then pay that, and then the post. And we should be able to report back next month.
It'll have to be a ferry on back under.
Yeah. All right, we're working on that. See, bring this stuff up.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Don't be quiet.
Because remember, I don't have kids, so I don't think about this stuff.
That's all I have.
All right, Sarah,
No, nothing.
thank you for keeping her in line.
Absolutely. I thought it was a great idea. I
Yeah.
was like, hey,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a good idea.
Corey?
Nope, not today.
All right,
Nope.
Michelle? Bill? All right, I do have one more thing that I forgot. Nick handed it to
He
me.
skipped you because you always have 18 things. You're done.
Yeah. I know, it just reminded me when I looked at Michelle, and I don't know why it like clued in, like, oh crap, Nick gave me something. Let me find it here.
Breeze over. I don't have a copy of it, but I'm giving the gist of it. So, we keep going on the same houses over and over and over again for delinquent kids that are underage, where juvenile court isn't really even gonna be applicable. And they're all the time fighting, throwing rocks, destroying property that's minimal, and it's usually at Pick Your Rental in town. There's like 3 of them that we keep running on. I'll bet you we probably have over the summer, between us and the sheriff's office, 50 calls. Probably. It's really stupid. So I'm trying to figure, there's not a lot you can do, and they know it. It's kind of like a curfew violation without a curfew ordinance, or whatever, to put it like that. So my thought process is, did a little bit of research. I think Cleveland, and there's a couple other municipalities that have it posted online where you can search for it. And it's basically a kind of a common sense law, but they've codified it, made it a village or a city ordinance. It's parental responsibility. And what it is it's kind of like a slap on the wrist, but it gets their attention because it gets in their pocket a little bit. So it's not like a jailable thing. It's a minor misdemeanor, and if you keep it up, then it upticks it to, I think, an unclassified misdemeanor. So they're never really in jeopardy of jail, but they're in jeopardy of fines, community service, inconvenience of going to court, that
So
kind of stuff.
whoever the owner is who gets the.
The
Basically,
parent.
whoever the parent, legal guardian,
Oh, I
whatever.
misunderstood.
Yeah. So, if your kids are out running crazy and we've already been there and warned you and whatever, and the warning isn't getting your attention to, get control of your kids, then we at least have a tool that we can use to try to compel them to do it and say, listen, do you really want to go to court for this? You want to pay a $150 fine, and, next time it's more, and, and it's basically like it's like a 3-step thing. First time, it could be waiverable if you want to let it be waiverable, meaning they don't have to go to court, they can just pay
You
the
don't have to
fine.
sign it, just look
It's
at it.
established. Second time, they have to go to court, the fine's probably gonna be closer to $150. There could be community service. And then third time, it becomes an unclassified misdemeanor, which would be whatever it is nowadays, up to $500 or up to $1,000 fine, and still no jail time, but then a community service and maybe probation and
Parenting
whatever.
classes.
Whatever they want to do. And so if they're a habitual, I don't, let the town babysit my kids, kind of a parent, then we can get in their pocket a little bit and maybe get them to actually control their kids. There's also provision in there that says, if they want to, then just like any, it would be a consensual thing, sign like a waiver form or whatever, and the parent could force the kid to do community service in their stead. And the kid, if the mayor or whoever's all right with it, so they could go out and clean out the catch basins, or something, just to kind of get their paint the fire hydrant, whatever you want to have them do, or to make the parents do it, or both of them, whatever you want to do. But it's basically a tool. I'm saying I want you to pass that tonight. I want you to look at it. I want you to think about it, and then
What if we want to pass it tonight?
if you want to, just
I think it's a fantastic idea.
I'm like, do we have to wait?
Should we have the lawyer, should we have Brad look at it?
Yeah, so I would like for you guys to have a records of law meeting, go over it. At the same time, we'll send it to Brad to review it, and that way you guys have some time to ingest it. Just like and this is my comfort level, this does not have to be an emergency, even though it would fix some of our problems right away. But in all fairness, because it is creating fines and stuff like that, we want to make sure there's some public input, because maybe people come in and say, I want this all to be unclassified, really put it to them, or we get some people that want to talk about how they think it's unfair, whatever, and give everyone their time to speak. So we would do 3 readings on it, in my opinion. Again, council can waive that. It's not up to the mayor, it's up to council.
you can make it jailable if you want to. I kind of changed it just to kind of like avoid that aspect of,
I don't want to put any good money.
Yeah.
and sometimes it's good to have the threat, but most things in mayor's court are usually, more, it's a fine, it's a slap
But if
on
we
the
add
wrist.
jail in, can't that just be up to the mayor's court if that actually gets to that?
Yes.
All we would have to do is just change it to make it,
So that it's there in case something's really bad, but
Yeah.
like it's really up to the mayor
Yeah.
to, like,
Yeah,
huh?
Like
Yeah.
a 3-strike.
Yeah.
Right, like to make the decision whether activity's been moving that
Yeah.
direction.
so we can ask Brad that question, because then to go from a minor misdemeanor up to, it would be an M1 then, kind of the way it's laid out, to make it a $1,000 fine, you'd probably have to have a step where it goes from a minor misdemeanor to an M4 to an M3 to an M2 to an M1, with those possible jail times and fines on each one of those.
yeah, over a second offense jail time would be
Yeah.
applicable, a possibility.
Yeah.
It would be a possibility.
Because it'd be jumping up to an M4.
And you could definitely do it that way, and I thought about putting it that way, but
Yeah.
I thought, well, if I'm gonna present something to you, we'll go
Yeah.
light, and so there's no jail down on the table, it's just fine.
I'm just saying like, so they know that that's long-term possibility if you're out there 10
I
times.
completely
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yep.
I mean,
I completely agree with
there's
you.
gotta be a stopper to it.
The idea of possibly going to jail helps people make better decisions.
Yes.
Well, when I was in school, I don't think the schools do it anymore, but your parents, if you were truant to school after so many times,
True.
your
Mhm.
parents were responsible
Yep.
to make sure you were there.
Yep.
And we're also, and then, now I was just thinking about it, we're also talking about kids under the age of 18.
Yeah.
How you act with a 6-year-old is a lot different than an 18,
Yes.
17-year-old.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the crowd we're dealing with right now is like,
12.
6 to 12,
Mhm.
unfortunately, 8 to 12. And there's, 12 is plus or
So
minus
it
the
needs-
magic number
it's gotta
for
be
duty
fair.
court.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's just they're letting, our town barn has taken a beating over the last year with hatchets and screwdrivers and,
Oh, yeah, the door's like, cottage cheese or,
Yeah.
or Swiss cheese.
yeah.
It's like,
And it's from the same small group of kids, and the parents, I've talked to them, you've been there, the sheriff, it is, all kids will be kids. I agree with that
Yeah.
statement, but
Kids will be kids with $150 less
Yeah.
money in
So
their
do we
pocket.
have a camera on the barn?
we do not.
That's something we should talk about
Yeah.
too, because then can't you trespass them, and then with video footage, they can have to pay for the barn?
Well, and we haven't actually responded to a call for vandalism at the barn from these kids this summer.
Mhm.
So, like, the trespass thing wasn't really applicable to us.
Okay.
But yeah, that's an option. But this has all been, back and forth between, or on the sidewalk on Main Street, like the one last night, if you saw the squad out on East Plum Street, it was because kids had each other down, they're choking each other, scratching their face and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, and they're under that age where you're not gonna get a juvenile judge to lock them up,
Mhm.
or whatever.
Right.
It's not gonna do it. So we really are standing there like, don't ever do this again, and then you gotta come back and do that 50 more times, and the police aren't gonna do anything,
Yeah.
Right.
so.
Yep.
That's that, and then I just wanted to, my wife texted me, we're on toy drive, it's the Nick Ellis, like the Baltimore's mayor, whatever. Before that it was her mother's toy drive, but Pizzeria 2 in Thurston, so it's kinda like, anyway, the Garver office is drop off location, and it's until the 8th. So, for the good of the community, if anybody wants to drop off toys, we're a collection site for that, and then just as one more passing thought about the pool. We said to close like on the 8th, is that right, or somewhere around August 8th?
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to, like if you're sending flyers out, it's still summertime, school's not back in, like on a reservation basis, you could like advertise like reunion rentals or
Mhm.
whatever, where they have like a 4-hour,
Yeah.
and then only if they accept it would you have a guard there, or,
Yeah.
Whatever, and then charge more for the
That's
guard.
actually a great idea.
Time left, and that's usually family reunion season.
Yep.
Summertime, at least this
Yeah.
for our family. So.
Yeah, and we always get the last minute people like, hey, can we get it for this and can we get it for that towards the end of the summer, that one last hurrah before school starts.
Because it'd be daylight, and
Yep.
they can have,
Yep.
have their meal, and the kids can play,
Yep.
and it'd be like a closed event or whatever, but school's already closed,
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually.
Yeah.
See, that'd be a good idea too, to advertise for the Mondays and Tuesdays closed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
If you can get a big enough crowd,
Yeah.
get a big enough price.
yeah, because you can do 2 rentals in a day or 3 rentals because they're 2 or 3 hours apiece, yeah. So,
Whatever you wanna make them, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that in the evening, for 2 hours, then you're not gonna like appeal to like a reunion crowd.
Yeah.
Right.
That's gonna be more just a
yep,
party,
yeah.
It's a party.
yeah, pizza party or whatever, but, that's all.
Will you have, or could you, one of you or Sarah send me the flyer for the drive? And I'll put it
I
in
would
the
be happy
newsletter.
to text her.
Well, have her email it to me and I'll put it in the newsletter,
Okay.
please.
And just to add to the Nick Ellis toy drive, so Rick Ellis, the mayor of Baltimore, his son Nick passed away in a car accident, I believe.
Yes.
So he made a good thing out of it. He started the toy drive. He works at, used to be Taylor Chevrolet, it's now Hugh White Chevrolet. And the showroom in there, if you've not been in there, it's probably he fills that halfway with toys that he gets donated that goes to different families all over it's not just a Lancaster thing. Like Thurston, Baltimore, like if there's a need, he tries to get it there. He always reaches out to us every year to see if we know of any families, and if we do, we turn that over to him in the Pleasantville area. So again, it's a great thing to go to. We have our toy drive for Santa, and I think we usually do the Methodist Church is where it goes to. Where do our toys go? No, the fire department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pleasant Township.
Yeah, Pleasant
I
Township.
talked to Steph about that yesterday.
Okay.
So
So,
we'll start, it's in the newsletter.
Yep.
That will be coming out
Yep.
December. And then we'll do the final collection
Yep.
at the lunch with
Yep.
Santa.
so maybe add their toy collection in that newsletter too.
That's
as
what
a-
I just said.
Oh, okay, sorry. Well, I thought you meant like ours that we do for the fire department.
I spoke with, God bless you, I
Yeah.
spoke with Stephanie at the
Mhm.
fire department yesterday
Yeah.
to get it in the newsletter.
Yes.
I just asked Nick about that for the newsletter.
Okay.
Like, I'm
all right.
good.
All right, awesome. So yeah, great things to do with but just so where everyone's aware, we do our toy drive. The Nick Ellis one is huge and it goes everywhere. And again, we're helping the same family. So at Pleasant Township Fire, they concentrate around this area, but when there's leftover toys, they go to Lancaster, they go to Rick, like realistically, that's where they go after they fulfill all their stuff. So just any place is a good place to donate. And
Last year, Jason and I watched this little kid
Oh. So,
Blinking really fast.
yeah, so through the Lions Club, we also go to Rushville and Richland Township Fire and participate in their Santa. And there's a little kid over there. I'm going to call him a little Nick because he's a little redheaded kid. Has I'm not going to call him Nick cute, but like his life is firefighting. Like as a little kid, like it just his grandpa was a firefighter for Lancaster. Yes, and he's just obsessed. And everything Rushville has, from the tree lighting to the dinners at the fire department, like he is the kid that just shows up for everything. His family, you know, mom, dad work and all that, 4 kids, just had another baby at that time, and NICU, and he had a couple bikes and he would let friends borrow them. Well, his friends wouldn't take care of them when they came home busted up, like mom and dad. That's a life lesson you need to have. You can't just loan your stuff to people and expect them to take care of it. So we're not going to replace your bike for you because you explaining it just like that. Yep, mom said that, you know, I didn't take care of it, so I can't get another one, but I've learned my lesson. And he would tell different stories about all that stuff. So the fire department had already bought some bikes for Santa to deliver. And he was one of the ones that Santa was going to deliver. Well, they had Santa actually deliver the bike to him when he came to talk to Santa. And this kid rode that bike around the fire, inside the engine bay and everything else, just ecstatic. Like he was planning to spend the 2 hours there because that's what he does. But he was so excited, he had to leave to go show his mom and dad this bike. He forgot his stuff, like the crayons and coloring books that they do there.
Yeah, he was bagging it all up.
Yeah.
and He was eating and he was coloring and I was talking to him like,
Yeah.
so what are you standing for you for Christmas? He's like, well, I'm really hoping for a bicycle.
Yeah.
You know, blah, blah, blah. He
Yep.
brought that bicycle around. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, the look on his face.
Well, and he was also the kid when he went to Santa, like, Santa, what do you want? Well, I don't want nothing. Mom needs this, dad needs this, my brother needs this, and we just had a brand new baby sister that's in NICU, so she needs prayers. Like, these are the words coming out of this little kid, so.
Oh, yeah, he's very,
Yeah.
like, he's like a 30-year-old.
He was an old man, yeah, in a small boy's
He
body.
went to a, and
Those are good stories.
Mentioned when I spoke with her yesterday, just so everybody can keep it in the back of their head too. They are struggling to get, they need stuff for older kids, for the teens, like gift cards or gaming cards or something of the facet. She said last year they had families, because they don't keep the toys in the station, they want to give out what they've brought in, that a family of 4 would get, the little ones would get trash bags full of toys, and then the big kids would get like a basketball.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what do you buy for a teenager other
Yeah.
than, you know, a gift card and stuff like that, so.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows that if you're out and about, and want to pick up a gift card, they, or do a monetary donation, the Clayton Township needs for the teens this year.
Next, and I'll remember next time I talk to Steph, to ask them if they're still doing the cancer bags.
It's on my newsletter too.
Is it? Okay. So let's talk about the cancer bags too, because this is just good information. So
Well,
Pleasant.
she's gonna send me a list of needs.
Yeah. So what Pleasant Township does is they collect items throughout the year and they make what they call cancer bags. And typically it's pens, paper, crossword puzzles, socks, hats, just something that while the cancer patient is getting their treatment, they have something to take notes with. Because, you know, there's a lot of stuff being talked and I've never had cancer, but, you know, I've known people and like their mind just isn't always there. You know, chemo brain is what they usually call it.
Yep.
So it's nice to have those notes and ways to take puzzles to kind of occupy their time while they're doing their treatment. And what they do is they actually go into the chemotherapy facility, you know, throughout the year, and just whoever's there gets a bag that's not gotten one. So it's kind of an unplanned surprise for some of these people, but it's something that I know I participated in multiple times, donating toward it. You know, and it's inexpensive stuff, but it really means a lot because, you know, they'll share the cards that these people will send back of how much that meant that someone thought about them, plus just the uniqueness, because they have it down to a science. So, you know, Sam will share that information if, you know, crossword puzzles you can pick up for $1. You know, if you guys want to donate that, again,
Don't buy them.
well, Penny has a ton.
Rosie had a big
Yeah.
box of them.
But, you know, Kleenexes, pens, like there's always stuff, but Sam will get a list. I'm sure we can share it.
That'll be, February.
February?
They do that drive in February.
Okay.
But it'll be in this
Yep.
newsletter, which is December, January.
Yep. So, but you can do, like, you can buy that stuff anytime throughout the year, because they do those multiple times throughout the year. And we can be a collection center for it. You know, it's nothing for us to hold that stuff for them. What's that? Oh, yeah.
I
Yep.
know when Dad went to Lancaster and had one of his infusions, he got a bag the one day we were there,
Mhm.
and it had one of those little blankets.
Yeah.
Like, and it was funny because like, he has 500 of them, I can assure you. But like, he went home and he was like so proud of that blanket. He
Mhm.
took my mom's like, oh, that's cute, because she would put it on the back of her blanket, just cover her shoulders,
Mhm.
because she was always hot, but that would give her enough to go to sleep. And I bet, and when they would fight over it,
Mhm.
it's like, it's his, not yours. So
Yep.
then I'd have to go buy one for her that she didn't really need one, because there's 499 in the closet.
So, but all different ways to give, just help us get the word out for all that stuff, because it all goes to a good cause, and, you know, in today's environment, you know, there's a lot of people suffering, not just with health issues, but, you know, just struggling day to day.
I work with the PanCan network, so I'll reach out to the leadership there and
Yep.
see if they can help.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because the more people that are aware of these programs, the more that people can benefit from them.
Yeah.
Because people do like to give. I mean, that is a true thing about humanity, is we like to give, you know.
Yep.
All right, anything else? Oh, Penny, I know I didn't go all the way around.
Really?
Yeah, well, I
No,
was,
Actually, I don't have anything.
Okay.
Bryce.
Sam, do you have anything? All right, do I hear a motion to
Well,
adjourn?
wait, I
Oh,
do. If you need a newsletter, tomorrow is your deadline, unless
have an
predetermined.
article to get in.
Yeah, or you need something in the newsletter. It will be hopefully going out next week for December.
Hey, my input is perfect, your
I already took that. You don't get to do it. I
Yeah, and if you know anyone that needs to put stuff in the newsletter, like, it's open to anything. Like, it's just information for anyone. Like, I don't care if it's for Lancaster, but it's something for Pleasantville people to do. Like, you know, it's fine. You know, I'm engaging the different agencies to do a letter. We done EMA last time. We're doing Senior Hub this next time. So, you know, anytime that you know of an agency that might want to put a newsletter in, you know, this thing can grow into whatever size we want it to be, as long as it only costs us one stamp.
was gonna say I can't do any more than 8
Yeah.
pages, because that's my limit, like
Yep.
8 single,
So,
full
all right.
front and back.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
I'll say.
Sarah made the motion, Katie second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, have a good night, enjoy your Thanksgiving, don't eat too much.
We need all the signed copies. Who has all the signed, oh, you got them all?
No, I have.
You have all, okay. I was like, I figured that's what the pile there. Okay. I gotta get up and move, I gotta turn everything off.